Sydney, raise the roof, and welcome to the stage, Leo Reich! Stop, I'm shy. Oh my God, you guys. No offense, but like literally, hey. I'm Leo, a bit about me, I'm a comedian, yuck. But a lot of the time when people ask me what I do, I actually describe myself as an activist, because I genuinely do think they're not gonna check. So I'm 23, which Forbes magazine recently described as one of the top 25 youngest ages. But I think it's actually a really mixed blessing to be young right now. I think people are very critical of young people at the moment. Sort of young people these days, they're all so sensitive. Young people, they're all so desperate to play the victim. And I take that extremely personally. Because I think it's a really hard time to be young, I really think that. And don't get me wrong, if there are older people here, I'm sure it's also really hard to be old. Must be unbearable. And it's so easy, right? I get it, it's very easy for young people to criticize old people. I think it's very easy for us to forget that when our grandparents were growing up, there wasn't all this new language, you know? Back then, things were simple. They were clear. You're either a man or a woman. You know, you're either a heterosexual or a faggot demon. It's clear. And then suddenly, in the blink of an eye, it's all non-binary, Uber Eats. It's very confusing. It must be very hard. I mean, it must be very hard to know that you might not even live to see the apocalypse. That you've all worked so hard on. It's devastating. But I do think it's a hard time to be young. I think that dating especially is much harder for young people now. I think dating apps, I mean, I really don't like dating apps. I feel like they really don't work for me. Just because like I'm looking for someone who shares my interests and stuff. And I just think like, what are the chances I'm gonna log on to Tinder and happen to find someone else who likes traveling? Like, grow up. So I don't date that much, especially over the past few years, since like 2020 or whatever, and part of that is due to the obvious circumstantial factors, my personality, etc. But it's also because I think I prefer hookups to sort of casual sex now, because like I love sex. I really do. I feel like sex for me is really where I come into my own as an actor. You know, because obviously I can't be myself during sex. If I was myself during sex, I would be saying things like, if I died, would you cry? Whereas, I don't know if you guys know this, during sex you're actually meant to say very confident things, like kind of, absolutely. Or like, 100%. What I'm saying is, sexually, it's very important to be chipper. And that's something I found out one of the first times I ever had sex, which is a tale as old as time. Join in if you know the words. I'm 19, he's 24, he's having a house party. It's winding down, he's like, do you want to stay over? I'm like, yeah, let's get dirty. He takes my hand, pulls me aside just to let me know I'm his. And as I lean in for a kiss, he turns to me and says, if you could leave now and come back when everyone's gone, that would be amazing. Because I'd rather be dead in my grave than anyone I've ever met find out that we so much as touched. I'm paraphrasing, so I hear that, and inside I start to scream those 4 words. Spring wedding pastoral theme, fucking someone who hates me, it's the only thing that turns me on. Fucking someone who fucking hates me, we already have so much in common. Fucking someone who hates me, finding this hot is fine. Fucking someone who fucking hates me, I first saw hardcore porn when I was 9, which is too young to see it, because porn can give you really unrealistic expectations about what sex should look like. Like, for a while, I could only come during sex if, like, all the furniture was pleather. Cut to an hour later, and we're having sex. I'm doing all my classic moves like lying there and kissing. He's clearly done this loads before. He's picking up the pace. With both his hands, he pulls me in and suddenly spits on my face, which I didn't necessarily know at the time was something you would do to a sexual partner. I thought that was more something you might do to a street urchin if you're a Disney villain. But he spits on my face, he goes, "Yeah, do you like that?" And I think, be chipper. So I say it out loud, 100%. And he loves it. And he hates me, which feels incredible or terrible or something. And obviously at a certain point, I might want more from my love life. I might want to find someone who, like, loves me or whatever, because we all deserve love. We all deserve love. I actually read that on a chalkboard outside a cafe. And at some point, I might want love. I might want flowers and candles and missionary. I might want to look deep into someone's eyes and say, "You've got to shake the pennies out." But when I want that, I'll just fuck someone who loves me when I finally find the one. And when I fuck someone who fucking loves me and respects me and supports me, I will find it very hard to come. Thanks so much. I've been Reich. Good night.
Give it up for Reich, everybody!